Hello. Hello. Audible? Okay. So now next, antenna. Antenna is a passive device. Okay, because you may have this confusion in general. You may think that antenna is a active device, but antenna is not a passive device, because just because antenna is having gain, it doesn't mean that it is active device. Because you might have been told, like, if some device, electronic device, is having gain, then that particular device is called active device. But here the definition of gain has been defined in some different way. So that's why antenna is not a active device. Antenna is just simply a passive device. Okay. So again, what is antenna? Antenna is a transducer. It converts energy from one form to another form. Antenna is a transducer. Okay, antenna is a transducer. Okay, it is a transducer. Okay, what is a transducer? Is a transducer means it converts energy from one form to another form. Okay, so then what is transmitting antenna? It converts electrical signal into electromagnetic waves. It converts electrical signal into electromagnetic waves. Similarly, what is the receiving antenna? It converts the electromagnetic wave into the electrical signals. Please remember, sometime the antenna that you are using it for transmitter can also be used it for receiver sometime. Okay, in some cases you might have really different antenna for transmitter and receiver, but most of the cases the antenna that you have designed may act as a transmitting antenna or a receiving antenna. First of all, what is antenna? Antenna is any open circuit line can act as an antenna. Okay, any open circuit line, very important. Any open circuit line can act as antenna. Can act as antenna. Any open circuit line can act as antenna. That means sometimes the antenna that you are designing may act as a transmitting antenna, receiving antenna. That means whatever the definition characteristics that you are studying for one antenna, say transmitting antenna, that is almost same for receiving antenna also, except some parameters, except some characteristics. Okay, most of the characteristics is similar for both transmitting and receiving antenna in general. Okay, next, first the basic one is isotropic radiator. You know, isotropic means in all direction. If you are having some antenna, if it radiates uniformly in all 3D direction, that particular antenna is called as isotropic radiator. See, I am not mentioning all direction, all 3D direction, all the possible 3D direction, but practically it is not existing. Practically it is not existing. For example, if I have antenna here, if I have antenna here, my power will be going in all the direction. My power will be really going in the all the direction. Now I am showing it in 2D only, but please imagine in 3D. Okay, just like I am inside the center point of the ball. Okay, from the center point of the ball, if the energy is going outside, okay, in all the direction, like that you have to assume. Okay, so energy is going in all the direction, all the 3D direction. Okay, then that particular antenna is called isotropic antenna because it radiates uniformly in all 3D direction. It radiates uniformly in all 3D direction. Okay, yes. So the whatever the antenna that we are using, practical antennas, is it isotropic antenna? It comes under isotropic category or non-isotropic? In practice, in day-to-day life, we are using antennas. That antenna comes under isotropic category or some other category?
Non-isotropic.
Non-isotropic, yes. So that's why, because here itself it is mentioned, because the practically not exist. That means what? All practical antenna is non-isotropic antenna. All practical antenna non-isotropic, because practical antenna will radiate energy only in particular direction. Practical antenna will radiate energy only in particular direction, only in particular direction. Next, we'll see what is directional antenna or practical antenna. Okay, so the example for isotropic radiator is a point source. Okay, a point source, because you know from the basics of electric field, once if you have the point source, it has the ability to radiate the electric field in all the possible direction, okay, spherically, radially outward from the center point of the sphere. Okay, the best example is point source. Okay, next next directional radiator. Okay, next is directional radiator. Directional radiator or directional antenna, both are same. Radiator, directional radiator. So again, all practical antenna comes under this category, all practical antenna. Okay, see what is the aim of the practical antenna, because the aim of the practical antenna is to radiate energy in particular direction. Okay, see, it radiates energy in particular direction. It radiates energy in particular direction. Again, you may have a doubt. Say for example, and again, say for example, if I am having the mobile tower, I am on the base plane. See, this is my base plane. I am on the base plane. The mobile tower is here. I go anywhere. I stand here, or I stand here, or I go anywhere on the plane, then I'm getting the signal from the mobile tower. Okay, here you are telling it radiates energy in particular direction. But when I am having the mobile, I go anywhere on the surface of the earth, I'm getting, or otherwise strictly around the antenna, I am getting the energy. I'm getting the what? EM waves. I'm getting the signal. Then what is the meaning of that one? See, is it radiating only in particular direction or all direction? Anybody? Now the problem arises. Okay. See,
Particular direction.
say if the tower is in the center part, I go around the tower, I am getting the energy. I stand here, I go around the tower, I'm getting the energy. Okay, then what is the meaning of this one? It radiates only in particular direction. You are telling all practical antenna will radiate only in particular direction. Then what is the meaning of this one? Okay, so you, I will give you example of this one. Once if you have a tower, if you have a chance, you try to go, see tower is there, you try to go there, just above the tower, whether you are getting the signal or not. Whether will you get the signal or not, anybody? If you are just above the tower, say
No,
of
sir.
10 meter, whether will you get the signal?
No, sir.
You will not get the signal, because the antenna has been designed in such a way that it radiates power only in the horizontal plane. It radiates energy only in the horizontal plane, because the designer know that only the people will be present only in the horizontal plane in general. Okay, nobody will be present here. Then what is the need of transmitting power in this direction? Okay, that power will be wasted. That's why. So again, that's why, because this is also radiating energy only in the particular direction, in a particular plane, but not in the all plane. Okay, because if you go vertically upwards, you will not get any signal. Okay, that is the meaning of this one. Okay, that is the meaning. Again, there are some antenna, it will radiate, that too in the base plane also, it will radiate only in a particular direction. Say for example, the case is like this. There is some mountain, okay, and then one village is here. Okay, if somebody is installing the antennas here, then how he will position the antenna? He will position the antenna like this only, because here the mountain is there, nobody will be there, only people will be there here only. Okay, then there is no need of concentrating the power on the hilly region or mountain region. Then simply they will concentrate the power through the village. Then in the base plane also they are focusing on a particular direction. Okay, in the base plane also. Okay, this is the concept of practical antenna. Then what is omnidirectional antenna? Generally, most probably you will get this question in the exam. Most people will get confused with this with the isotropic radiator. They get confused with isotropic and omnidirectional antenna. Yes, யாருக்காவது தெரியுமா what is the meaning of omnidirectional antenna? Hmm? What is the meaning of omnidirectional antenna? Okay, so it is a antenna. It is a practical antenna which radiates uniform energy only in the base plane. Okay, if the antenna radiates, say what I am telling, if I am having mobile tower like this, if I go anywhere around the tower, I am getting energy. If I go anywhere on the tower, anywhere around the tower, I am getting energy. Whether I stand here or here or here, I draw one circle, imaginary circle around the tower. I stand anywhere around the imaginary circle, then I will get the same signal strength. I will get same signal strength because my distance between me and the tower is same. Okay, when I travel on the imaginary circle, then I'll receive the same power. That is the concept of omnidirectional antenna. Okay, omnidirectional antenna is an antenna which radiates energy uniformly only in the horizontal plane. Okay, radiate energy uniformly, radiate energy radiate energy uniformly in horizontal plane. Okay, radiate energy uniformly in horizontal plane. The another name for horizontal plane is azimuthal plane. Azimuthal. The another name for horizontal plane is called azimuthal plane. Then what is the example for omnidirectional antenna? What is the example for omnidirectional antenna? Dipole. Once if you have a dipole, okay, dipole antenna, then it will radiate uniformly around the dipole. See, if this is my dipole, if I have dipole like this, I draw one imaginary circle around the dipole. Whether I stand here, I will see the same dipole. Whether I stand here, I will see the same dipole. If I stand here, I will see the same. See, around the you travel around the imaginary circle. Wherever you stand, you will see the same dipole. That means you will also receive the same power. That means you will also receive same power. Then you just think of, if you stand here, you will observe something. Suppose if you stand here and see, then what you will observe? You will observe only point. You will observe like this only. Again, your observation towards the dipole changes. Definitely your power received from the dipole also will change. That means what? It radiates uniformly only in the base plane, but not in the other planes. This plane is called vertical plane. Okay, I will teach that later. Okay, again, one more plane is there. Whatever the plane that I have drawn here is called azimuthal plane or horizontal plane. Okay, horizontal plane. Okay, so the what is omnidirectional? If particular antenna radiate energy uniformly in the base plane or in the horizontal plane, that is called omnidirectional antenna. Okay, because practically people will be there on the base plane only. There we want uniform radiation. There we want uniform radiation. So the example for that one is dipole antenna. Example for that one is dipole antenna. Okay. Next, reciprocity theorem. Next, reciprocity theorem. யாராவது சொல்ல முடியுமா? What is reciprocity theorem from circuit point of view? Anybody? What is reciprocity theorem? Okay, please refer circuit analysis. What is reciprocity theorem? Okay. Now antenna
When the
point.
source and the load are
Source.
when the source and the load positions are interchanging, all the parameters, current and the voltage remain same.
Yes, correct. Yes. Okay, yes, correct. Okay, so antenna, and our antenna is there. Particular antenna that you design sometime may act as a transmitting antenna, and also it can act as a receiving antenna. Okay, so and what is reciprocity theorem is telling? The properties of the both antenna transmitting and receiving antenna remain same in general. Okay, the radiation property remains same. Radiation property remains same. Okay, what are all the properties? Okay, what are all the radiation properties? Okay, then one by one we'll see. I'll just write the properties. Okay, what is radiation pattern? Okay, radiation pattern. What is average radiation intensity? Okay, radiation intensity. What is average radiated power? Average radiated power. directive gain or directivity, power gain, efficiency, then effective aperture area, then polarization. Okay, these are all the basic properties of antenna. These are all the basic properties of antennas. Okay, so first in the basic, before going to dipole antenna and other antenna, we will see these basics. Then only we'll go for dipole antenna and quarter wave monopole antenna and say array antennas and all. Again, parabolic dish will go later. Okay, so but very quickly we'll complete that. I'll try to complete very quickly because in detail I will not go. Okay, just only important things only I'll tell you. Okay, so but for basics, because basics you should know, these are all the basic properties of any antenna. That's why I'll spend some time on the properties of antennas. Okay, so now what is radiation pattern? Okay, what is radiation pattern? Okay, then the radiation pattern is function of what in general? In general, the radiation pattern is function of theta comma pi. This is something strange because you are always using R, but here R will not come. Your radiation pattern is in general function of theta comma pi. Then how the radiation pattern is measured? Then from this one thing is very clear. When you are changing theta and pi, then R is equal to constant. Then what is R? R is equal to constant. Okay. Now see, suppose if I am having a tower like this, I am standing on the imaginary circle. Okay, and again, this is, say for example, this is of 0 degree. Okay, when I stand here, I am measuring my electric field. Okay, I am having one handset. Okay, I don't know the nature of this tower antenna, but what I am doing, I am drawing one imaginary circle around the tower. Okay, when I am drawing imaginary circle around the tower, what is R? R is constant. Okay, you can draw anywhere. Okay, of smaller radius or bigger radius, that's okay. So some R you have to choose. R is constant. Then I measure how much electric field I am receiving. Okay, then in later classes I will tell you how to measure the electric field, how to measure the magnetic field with the help of your cell phone. Okay, but for the time being, just listen here. See, I am trying to measure what is the electric field. Okay, I'm not worried about how much magnetic field is there, how much power is there, but one thing is very clear. If it is EM waves, if electric field is there, definitely magnetic field will be there. Definitely some power will be there, that's okay. But I am measuring only electric field. Okay, electric field is always what? Volt per meter. Electric field means always volt per meter. Somehow I am measuring the electric field. Say for example, I am getting 10 volt per meter. I am getting how much, sir? 10 volt per meter. Now, what happens if I move along this line? I get here, say for example, at this point, say I get around 9 volt per meter. When I stand here, I get, because I don't know the nature of this tower, but I am trying to analyze the nature of the tower. When I move along the line, first 10 and 9 and then 7, 6 volt per meter, like that it comes. When I go exactly at 90 degree, then I am getting 0 volt per meter. Then as I move along this line, I am not at all getting signal. 0 volt per meter I am getting. Here also 0 volt per meter. Here also 0 volt per meter. And I come here also 0 volt per meter. Then gradually it increases. Here it comes 1 volt per meter and then 2 volt per meter and then 6 volt per meter. Then finally, once if I go here, definitely I will get 10 volt per meter. Then how to draw the radiation pattern? Okay, so I draw this line like this. Okay, so what is happening? See, when I draw the radiation pattern diagram, I will normalize my values. Okay, whatever the values that I am having, I will normalize. Once if I normalize, what is the normalization, sir? E divided by E max. Whenever if you want to normalize something, what is the maximum value present there? If I want to normalize all these values, then what is the maximum value? The maximum value here is 10 volt. Just for diagram purpose, I am normalizing, or directly also I can draw the diagram, no issues. But once if you normalize, then that will be better. Okay, so then here I am getting magnitude as 1. Okay, exactly at 0 degree, I am getting magnitude as 1. As I move along the line, my magnitude is getting decreased. Okay, but another thing is also visible. When I move along the line, what is happening? My angle is changing or not? Anybody? See, when I move along the line, my angle is changing, but you cannot go on the circle because your magnitude is decreasing. Your magnitude is decreasing. That's why the pattern goes like this. The pattern goes like this. Okay, so if this is 1, then somewhere it comes 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, and then finally 0. Okay, at any point of time, this is maximum value 1. Then accordingly, you have to put your point values here. Okay, so similarly, once if I draw the diagram here, this goes like this. Okay, this goes like this. Okay, this is the radiation pattern measurement. And again, here, this is independent of distance because you are at fixed distance. And again, please remember the radiation pattern diagram, you should not use any R because your R is constant. Okay, you should not use any distance. Radiation pattern is function of angle. Radiation pattern is function of what, sir? Angle. Radiation pattern is function of angle. Okay, now one more thing I want to know. Now I am on the base plane. Okay, so when I stand exactly at 0 degree, I am getting maximum power. When I stand at 90 degree, I am getting 0 power. Once if I come this side, no power. But when I am in between 0 to 90 degree, I am getting some power. That means what? This particular antenna is focusing only on the positive x-axis. Okay, its main aim is what? To focus the power on positive x-axis. So, well, again, in case of that, it will also focus some direction, nearby direction also, because exactly you cannot focus on a point. Okay, because that is possible only in case of satellite. But here, around some direction will be there, around, apart from plus x. Okay, here also the power is there for some degree, Okay, this is the radiation pattern. Radiation pattern is function of angle. Okay, because this is angle. When I stand here, my angle is 0. When I go here, my angle may be 10 degree. When I stand here, my angle may be 45 degree. When I come here, what is my angle? My angle is 90 degree. Okay, so radiation pattern is function of angle. Then that too, I am drawing the radiation pattern for the base plane. For the base plane, what is constant? Theta is constant or pi is constant? Anybody?
Theta, sir.
For base plane, yeah, theta is constant. Then that means what? This is function of, this diagram is function of pi. This diagram is function of pi. Then where I have drawn my radiation pattern? Exactly on the base plane, horizontal plane. So I have drawn this on the horizontal plane. What is another name for horizontal plane? The another name for horizontal plane is azimuthal plane. Azimuthal plane. And again, this azimuthal plane, we can tell the another name for azimuthal plane is theta is equal to pi by 2 plane. Okay, this can also be called as, please refer coordinate systems. Okay, what is the base plane? Base plane, you can call it as a theta is equal to pi by 2 plane. Base plane, another name for base plane or horizontal plane or azimuthal plane is theta is equal to pi by 2 plane. Okay, theta is equal to pi by 2. Okay, because first your theta is constant, then you are varying your pi. Then next what I will do, I will fix pi, then I will vary the theta. I will fix pi, then I will vary theta. Okay, that diagram is called again another radiation pattern in the elevation plane or vertical plane. Elevation plane or vertical plane. There pi can be anything. There pi can be anything. Overall, Purida sir, what is radiation pattern? radiation pattern is always function of angle. It is independent of distance, because you have to fix your distance. Whenever you are going to draw the radiation pattern, you have to fix your distance. Okay, then you have to vary your angle. Okay, then vary your angle. If your power is more, you put more magnitude. If your power is less, you put less magnitude. Okay, that is the idea to draw the radiation pattern. Okay, so I'll write the definition. So what is radiation pattern? This is the locus of received E field, locus of received E field at a fixed distance. At a fixed distance means what, sir? R is constant. Fixed distance as a function of other space coordinates, Okay, because once if you are fixing the distance, what is other space coordinates? Theta comma pi. So the radiation pattern can also be called as field pattern or power pattern. Radiation pattern can also be called as field pattern or power pattern. Okay, once if you draw the radiation pattern for E field, then that is called as field pattern, or sometime you can draw it for power also, how much power you are receiving. That time that we will call it as a power pattern. Okay, so this is the radiation pattern. In general, that will be, whenever you see the radiation pattern, that will be always function of what, sir? Theta comma pi there, because R is constant. Okay, then when you have some distance between the transmitter and the receiver, say for example this is transmitter and this is receiver. Okay, then again you are transmitting something, you have to receive the same information. Then what is the distance between the transmitter and receiver? Okay, when it is very, very small, what will happen? Okay, I am putting my both transmitter and receiver very close to each other. Say the distance is of less than 1 centimeter, very, very close to the transmitter. Then what will happen? Okay, that means what? This is say R, distance between the transmitter and receiver. Okay, now once if R is the distance between the transmitter and receiver, then there are two field. One is called near field and another one is called far field. One is called near field and another one is called far field. When your R is greater than 2d square by lambda, d means dimensions of the antenna, then that particular area is called Fraunhofer far field region. Okay, just I write down, then later I will give you the diagram. Okay, far field, Fraunhofer far field zone. Okay, Fraunhofer far field zone. Once if R is again Fraunhofer far field zone. Okay, once if it is far field, the another name for far field is radiated field or active field. This is very important because radiation is important for us. That particular field is called radiated field or active field. Or if it is less than 2d square by lambda, then that is called Fraunhofer near field. Fraunhofer near field. Whenever you are in near field, you will not get the signal properly because there you will have only reactive power. There you will have only reactive field that is not used for radiation purpose. Okay, not used for radiation purpose. Okay, so see what is meaning of this one. Say if I am having antenna, please mute your mic, others. If I am having transmitting antenna like this, what is happening very close to antenna, very close to antenna, some power is there. Okay, some power. That power will not go to longer distance, that power, but after certain distance, say uh, say whenever you are inside, that is called near field. If you are inside, say this is called near field. Then when you are outside, that is called far field. When you are outside, that is called far field. Okay, and again the limit is set by whom? The limit is set by this r. R is equal to 2d square by lambda. Anyway, once if you know the operating frequency, you can calculate lambda. Then d is the dimensions of the antenna. Then you know distance. And please make sure that the unit is correct, because this is ultimately meter. Finally, whether that is working or not, finally meter. So once whatever the power that is available here, it will be here only. That will not go to longer distance. Okay, that particular field is called reactive field or near field. Okay, because that is not useful, because whenever you have a power that has to go to a longer distance, okay, so some portion of the power that is transmitted by the antenna is available only in the near field. Say for example, around 5% of the power will be available at the near field. The remaining 95% of the power only will go to the far field. Okay, other areas. Okay, but the near field, with the help of near field, you cannot do any communication. Okay, with far field only you can do the communication. Okay, signal goes on the far field. Okay, so far field, with the far field only you can do communication. Okay, with the near field, because near field, with the near field you cannot do any communication. With the near field you will not have any communication, not possible. Communication not possible. Communication not possible. Okay, what is the another name for near field? Reactive field. Reactive. Another name for near field is reactive field. Another name for far field is active field. Active field, it can go to longer distance. Okay, so in the difference therein, and I will give you another formula for to separate near field and far field. For the moment, you just take down. Later, I will explain the another limit that is decided. Okay, for in some cases we have to use that formula. Okay, that is lambda divided by 2 pi. What is lambda divided by 2 pi? What is 1 by 2 pi? Anybody? I think 0.16 lambda. So the another limit to identify the near field and far field is this formula. Okay, whenever you are given with dimensions of the antenna and everything, you can use this formula. When you do not have that information, only if you are given with lambda, then you have to use this formula. Okay, then I will tell you how this formula is coming later. Okay, 1 by 2 pi is correct or not? 0.16. Anybody?
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, 0.16 correct. Okay, so with this I will stop. Okay, next we will discuss about the remaining remaining properties of the antennas in the next class. Idhula edha doubt irukungla? I think within 5 minutes the meeting will end, I think, because of the time limit.